You know, there are concerted efforts to draw the government of Liberia into a matter in which the government is not a party. There are two things we cannot do. Even if you think us powerful enough, we cannot interfere in the judicial process. It undermines everything we have worked to achieve so far. The second thing we will not do, we will not try issue of law in a court of public opinion. We will reserve issues of law to be tried in the courts, and we encourage all parties with legal conflict and disputes to take advantage of our courts. The government of Liberia has welcomed regarding the imprisonment of journalist Rodney Sieh and the closure of the offices of the Front Page Africa newspaper and online services. These concluding actions of the court grew out of a lengthy US $2 million defamation proceeding of more than 2 years, filed by Dr. J. Christo, a Liberian citizen and a former Minister of Agriculture, against Mr. Rodney Sieh, Sanwa Fala, and the newspaper and online services of and signed by the trial judge, effectively seizing the jurisdiction of the trial court over the matter pending the conclusion of the appeal process Supreme Court, a process which was not perfected by the defendant appellant, Mr. Sieh, until a motion for dismissal was eventually filed with the Supreme Court by lawyers of Dr. To. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of the motion to dismiss and instructed the lower court to resume jurisdiction of the matter. As such, the costs were taxed by opposing lawyers and the presiding judge and served on the parties. Mr. Sieh, according to the returns of the sheriff, indicated his unwillingness to pay. Even after being made aware of the consequence of his decision, which, in keeping with the civil procedure law of Liberia, is imprisonment, opted to stand by his decision. He was then committed to the Monrovia Central Prison, and the offices of the Front Page Africa newspaper and online services ordered closed by the trial court. Mr. Sieh was reported to be sick and has been admitted at the John F. Kennedy Medical Center, where he is being treated and cared for by the Liberian government. Although the judicial branch has heard the matter and has acted in keeping with the various laws controlling, the government of Liberia is not a party to the suit of Dr. Toe. I repeat, although the judicial branch has heard the matter and has acted in keeping with the various laws controlling, the government of Liberia is not a party to the suit of Dr. Toe. Given the recent sad history of Liberia, it is important that the Liberian judiciary grows in independence of the other branches of the government and continues to build public confidence as a fair venue for the just settlement of private disputes and civil disagreements. The administration of President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf believes and has always acted deliberately to protect the rights of all Liberians. We will continue to resist calls and temptations to interfere in the judicial process, and will continue to safeguard the consolidation of Liberia's young democracy under the rule of law. The Liberian government wants to reassure the Committee for the Protection of Journalists and all interested organizations and institutions, nationally and internationally, that it will take no action to undermine free speech in the country and will continuously act to encourage all Liberians to settle their disputes and disagreements through the courts. This duty of the government to continue ongoing reforms of the judiciary, a process which is being led by His Honor the Chief Justice, and recently witnessed the passage of a new jury law to improve our system of justice and ensure the timely disposition of matters before the courts without fear or favor. This will not only enable our continuous development and the sustenance of our cherished peace and security, but it will also ensure a decided break with our difficult past. I'm proud to be a Liberian.